Hello, everybody, and welcome to Catharsis Radio. So, today's video is all about how fear masks itself as control. Now, I got this video by reading this other Substack. I'll put it up on the screen. But basically, the author was exploring. So, I did not explain this properly, but the author was just trying to give us their perspective on how they are going about having a quieter mind. So it was more of a piece about being in the present moment. I know about fear masking itself as control, and mostly this comes from fearing the unknown a lot of the times. And when we fear the unknown, then we get anxiety around it, and the overthinking also starts to just go on this endless loop in our heads. But there is something that I read today, this morning, from the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and it made me think. Now, this is how it reads exactly. Most people carry too much residual resistance, too much fear, too much attachment to sensory experience, too much identification with the manifested world. So, how I translated that is that when I choose not to let go, like as life goes, as life moves, if I choose not to go through something and I hold on to everything, then it's like I am basically placing this burden on myself. And that's how I view fear, because if I fear that I'm not going to succeed, then I'm not going to allow myself to fail and be human. Yeah, that's the next point I'm trying to make. We need to fail. We need to allow ourselves to be human. The human experience really revolves around trial and error, and once we find what works for us, we basically do the same thing over and over again to achieve a different outcome each time. Or you do it over and over again to achieve the same success that you have experienced before. When we chase perfection constantly, we are practicing control, hence allowing our fear to control us. We should not allow our fear to control us, but we do. And that's how we develop anxiety. Well, in some cases, some people develop anxiety in that way, and depression. I think it's important for us to also realize that we are the problem. That's the next point. We are the problem. It's always important to realize the source of our hurts and pain. And if yours, like mine, is fear, then that's where you start. Like, why am I so afraid? You know, um, I have always been afraid of the unknown. I'm always playing out scenarios like, how could this go? How will this happen? And if this happens, how will I react? Which, cool, but to some extent, it doesn't really serve me in the long run. I'm just wasting energy. I'm wasting I'm wasting time just thinking up things that I have no control over. The only thing I have control over is myself and how I react to things, but everything else is just meant to happen the way that it's meant to happen. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but the next point is just let things be. Just let things be, because it's just really unnecessary. I feel like I have been holding myself back by constantly trying to calculate every possible possibility that might unfold when I could have just been in the moment and enjoyed it the whole time. The whole time I like, in hindsight when you look at something and you're like, did I really have to? Did I really, really have to? You know? And that's okay though at the same time, because I'm learning from that experience that okay, I didn't have to do that, you know. I did not have to do that, but here I am with it, and I should just keep moving forward. There's no point in me feeling guilty that, oh, I shouldn't have done this, or I should have done that. No, no. The next point is hold yourself accountable. Yes. Wow. Anyway, hold yourself accountable. When you recognize the fear, you recognize your behavioral patterns and how they contribute to how you are perpetuating this thing that doesn't serve you. Hence, when you hold yourself accountable, you are able to change how you will moving forward. I always want to hold myself accountable. I don't want to be ignorant to things that I could be learning from, to things that could show me a better way, you know? You know? So holding ourselves accountable is very, very important. We shouldn't just dismiss the part that we play in our own suffering. That is always important to recognize, I feel like. In terms of letting fear control me, I have to firstly take a step back, recognize what I'm doing, and then find ways to always be aware of what I'm doing so that I can change my actions one step at a time. Nothing happens overnight, especially when you've made something a habit. I've been I have been an overthinker my whole life. I still am, and I still let fear control me in some aspects. But sometimes when I do recognize and I am aware enough to see, I try and tell myself that okay, this is out of my control. This is out of my control, you know? There's this quote, it says, I might fuck around and accept the things that I can control today. I feel like that should be a morning motto. Like I should think that to myself. Like accept the things I can't control today, and just recognize again that I can only control my reactions. But in terms of everything else, I should just let it happen as it comes, and obviously react in the appropriate ways that will serve you or maybe others in that moment. So yeah, I think that we should not let our minds control us. We should just, like Eckhart said, we should just observe. We shouldn't let our thoughts control us. And when we observe, we allow ourselves to be in the present moment, because it's like watching a movie. I'm the observer and my life is happening. If I don't always, if I'm not always reactive, then I can learn something from what is unfolding in front of me. Maybe not immediately, but once everything has processed, then I will know that okay, so this is what I can learn from this person, how they reacted like that. I feel like also at the same time, I have also learned how to be observant, especially since reading The Power of Now. There are moments where I'm like, um, when I'm in a conversation, when I'm observing someone's body language or what they're talking about or how they reacted, I'm learning that, oh, okay, so this is what they did, this is what I shouldn't do. Or when I'm in a situation, when I'm the observer, I'm able to not just like react, just react. If something pisses me off, I don't just react. I just like step back, take a breather, calm down, and that's not to say that there won't be moments where you just react. There will be moments like that, but at least for majority of the time, or for those times that you are able to observe, you are able to react better than you would have when you didn't know that, okay, I can be in control of my own reactions. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.